Mr President, late in 2018 I was sitting on the balcony with a farming couple from up near Narrabri. While things are looking pretty good around the place now, back then of course it was a very different story. The land was a moonscape with bare ground dotted with hungry sheep and cattle, empty dams and the distant dust caused by a slow-moving vehicle as a hard-working farmer went about the daily routine of feeding stock. I was working on drought relief at the time with a charity called Give It. We'd provided some locally bought dog biscuits and vouchers to some local shops, all of which this farmer was quite embarrassed to receive. While sharing a cup of tea and a homemade cake, he said to me, "Well, I guess it's our turn now, but there'll be a time when it's someone else's, and we'll look to help out then." Well, that time certainly has come. As we watch the floodwaters bully their way through the houses and businesses of the Northern Rivers, the hearts of the people of Western New South Wales bled with genuine concern and empathy. But Mr President, this didn't stop at concern. We saw an outpouring of generosity from across Australia, including from communities who not long ago themselves were on their knees as a result of drought. In Molong, in the state's central west, a young mother, Jack Ewan, answered the call for help restocking the Lismore Library. She spread the word through the local Molong community, who have now collected pallets of books to be sent to the flood-affected areas when they're ready. The kids at Trundle Central School are unfortunately far too familiar with difficult times. These are kids who have lived most of their lives in drought, then lived through the recent mouse plague. They held a mufti day as a fundraiser. They dressed in bright colours in defiance of the tough times they've been through and the tough times of those in the Northern Rivers. These funds will go towards the welfare and well-being activities for their fellow students in flood-affected areas. At Cumnot Public School, the kids remember well the generosity provided to them as they battled through the drought. So they held a pancake day in conjunction with the local Red Cross to support their efforts in the Northern Rivers. Further out at Cobar, we see the local Rotary, who did a power of work through the drought, delivering vouchers to those in need. They are now raising funds and working with their colleagues in Kyogle on providing flood assistance. And a big shout out must also go to the Country Women's Association, who were critical in the support they provided to the families and communities throughout the drought. Now these same CWA branches that work so tirelessly on drought relief efforts have turned their attention to flood victims, providing the warm and welcome support they are renowned for. Mr President, these are just a few examples of the generosity and spirit of the people of regional New South Wales, who time and time again have shown they will dig deep and help those in need whatever their personal circumstances may be. They should all be proud of this, as I know I am, and in fact all of us in this place should be immensely proud of these people. They do our state a great credit. As we again see the upsetting photos come through from Lismore from the latest rain and flooding event, I'm sure that we'll again see the generosity pour and the need for this generosity. To those planning to give, can I encourage you please to donate cash? It is by far the most effective way of assisting those in needs. Donate cash to reputable charities with real and proper links into the affected communities, with local knowledge and networks to identify what is needed and by who. I note with pride there are arrangements between the New South Wales Government and Give It to provide this service, and donations can also be made through the Red Cross. Charities such as Give It and the Red Cross can take the donated money and use this within the affected communities, ensuring that not only they are providing the items that are needed, but they are purchasing these items as much as possible from businesses in the affected area. A double win. Mr President, to those people donating to those affected by the floods, we give a huge thank you, especially those who themselves have been through their own trying times in recent years. Your contributions deserve the highest praise.
The Honourable Rose